Hi guys, welcome to the weekly analysis of G7 currency pairs. G7. What I mean by G7 is mainly the main top eight currencies against the USD dollar. So we have the Aussie USD, Kiwi USD, Euro USD, Cable or GBP USD, USD JPY, USD CHF, and USD CAD. There are some very interesting analysis currently available, and I have looked at the weekly charts. I'm only going to analyze the weekly charts one by one, and let's see what the opportunities entails. Remember that this is going to be for long-term trades, but there are multiple hundreds of pips available to be taken out from the markets, and there are some very interesting setups getting developed. So we just want to make sure that we take the advantage of the setups as and when these setups do develop. So I want to start with the Aussie USD, and I'm going to make screen bigger so you guys can see it. As you can see, there is a very, very interesting analysis that I was looking at earlier in the day, and I've actually found it so interesting that I thought, you know what, I would like to share this opportunity with all of you guys. So as you can see, the price action on Friday was very interesting on Aussie USD, and I can tell you the reason why the price action went against the Aussie USD and the price dropped. In fact, as you probably know, the NFP came out negative for USD, whereas the unemployment rate was better than expected. Hence, it balanced each other out. But Euro USD, Australian dollar versus USD actually dropped massive. And as you can see, the candle around here, this is a weekly candle. We are looking at the weekly chart right now. And the weekly candle actually dropped. As you can see, there was a massive red candle here, which is really, really bearish if you have a look at it, right? And if I look at when was the last time the price has dropped at this level, we are looking at roughly about possibly we are looking at January 2016. That's where, or February 2016. That's when the price was this low. As you can see, every time it has reached this price, so if I make this slightly smaller so we can fit it in one angle. So as you can see, have a look at this. So every time the price went below the current price, as you can see, it's bounced back up, and it went and pretty much around about like from 0.69 till about 0.73 700, which is that's roughly about 400 pips, right? In a space of in a space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. All right, it dropped again, and as you can see, again it dropped big. Where again at the similar point, at the very strong support level, it went back up again, and look at this move. So it went even slightly further down. So from 0.68 500, it went all the way to 0.78, which is roughly about nearly 950 pips, right? Carried on doing the similar patterns. As you can see, again, it came at this level, went back up. Again, stayed here, a lot of wicks on a weekly chart, loads and loads of wicks. That means only one thing, that the price is going to drop. Dropped and dropped big again from 0.78 all the way to 0.71, right? Again, it went back up. Again, it dropped. So as you can see, the pattern is very, very clear on Aussie USD, right? The recent drop that has occurred, and now we are talking about 2018, and as you can see, the price went all the way up to 0.81, and has been since dropping continuously. As you can see, on a weekly basis, it has been dropping. It went back up from here, which is when it met the support. It went back up a little bit. Then it dropped again. And the reason for this massive drop this year is because Aussie dollar and Australia relies heavily on exports to China. And what I mean by exports, they export all the materials, raw materials like iron, gold, and all of the other mineral metals to China. And as we know, that Donald Trump has been actually putting all these extra tariffs on the Chinese exports coming in from China. And as a result of that, every time there is a sanction or every time there is a new tariff or new extra duty on Chinese products, Australian Aussie dollar will get hit, because China imports a lot of materials, raw materials, everything from Australia, really, for the manufacturing industries. And as a result, why? There is a massive drop. I mean, look at this drop from 0.81 all the way to 0.704, right? That's roughly about 1,100 pips is dropped in for the year, okay? So the reason why I'm saying there's a massive opportunity getting developed here is, if you have a look at this and my red line here that I've drawn, right, this will act as a support for us. So 0.70 will act as a support, right? Or if you want to go even further down and match the last strong support, as you can see, if I go further down in the history, the price has never been this low for Australian Aussie dollars. It's always been up, right? Have a look at this. This is still 0.86, right? It has been, and this is the lowest it has been for years, right? And the last time it was at this price, there was a massive price movement going upwards. So we have, you know, it's roughly about 0.69 region, 0.68, 500 region. And due to this candle, now I'm going to come down to the latest candle. And the latest candle is sitting here, 0.71, 0.70454. That's the last price that's stopped for the week on Friday. And have a look at this. This is my custom indicator for the big three, right? And as you can see, started the red here, roughly about this region, came all the way down. Have a look at what MACD is doing. It's pretty much following the same trajectory, right? This is still a little bit bearish, right? And this is also bearish, and that's what the price actually is saying to us, that is bearish as well, because there's a massive drop of price. Have a look at what the RSI is doing again. RSI is roughly currently as 30%, and has been 29%. So as we know, roughly anything lower than 30% in RSI, it means it's already oversold, right? I'm expecting this to go down a little bit lower at this region here again, around about 24, 25, right? So what I'm expecting is the two things can happen here. Either you're going to go up and then you will have a massive green candle forming against it, because remember, every time the price drops massively for the week or for a massive candle like this, there's every possibility there will be a retrieval coming back very shortly. So this may continue dropping down a little bit and then hit the support level that we have at 0.69 or 0.685, right? And then it will bounce back up. That's what he has been doing for long time, right? So if we enter orders roughly about 0.69 region, 0.65 region, or even 0.68500 region, we have a massive opportunity. We have to watch the market, what the market is doing basically on next 2 days, coming in starting from Monday on Sunday evening. If this drops further down, and I'm quite positive that it will probably drop up to this level or this level region. So we can have our support at this level roughly 69, right? You probably will drop it here. This will then come down. This will then try to reverse. As you can see, it has been in the negative territory since the beginning of 2018, and it will continue. It's been continuing since then. Same thing. The RSI is doing exactly the same thing, and this only means one thing: that very shortly, or in a couple of weeks' time, this may reverse and start moving back up at this direction, going up like this, right? 0.78. Because take this way, fundamentally, Donald Trump is not gonna, keep putting tariffs on Chinese exports. He's already done so, over 250 billion worth of tariffs on China, right? It's not going to carry on doing that because it's virtually impossible to maintain that. So as soon as that stops, and which I believe will die down, Australian dollar will start coming back up. And when it comes back up, as you can see, look at the movements here to here, right? From roughly about 0.71 to 0.77. So you've got like 600 pips here, 600 over 700 pips here, massive pips to be gained here, right? So it's coming to a point where we are about to enter a buy zone, which I say a buy zone. So I would enter a massive long-term buy zone, roughly about 0.69 if it drops below. So we have to watch what it does between 0.69 and 0.7, what the current price is, okay? So that's a great opportunity to enter an order. So when the market opens, I'll send out the orders on our regular signals channel. So you guys can keep an eye on that one and enter the limit orders. It will be limit orders for all of them. So we can enter the limit orders and we can see how the price action develops. Right, okay, now I'm going to the next currency pair, which is New Zealand USD, Kiwi USD. And as you can see, this looks very similar. It's very, very similar to Aussie USD, right? Look at the drop here and look at the drop here. Exactly the same thing, right? So again, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time here. So again, the trajectory is same. As you can see, the price hasn't been this low for a long time. That only means one thing, and only one thing, is that we are entering a buy zone. As you can see, it's already hit the support price roughly. It may go down slightly below, but I mean 61, that is quite far away. At the moment we are 64, so yes, there is a possibility that it might go down to rise 62, 63. You never know. We just have to watch the price action. Again, it's doing the same trajectory. It has been in the negative territory zone since February 2018. So for long-term perspective, it's already going down towards 30. I am assuming it, and I would say this is because this will reach about 25 level as well, and then it will reverse back going up. Again, same thing here. Same thing will happen here. And again, as you can see, there's a massive drop. Every possibility it might retrieve a little bit and then continue carrying down. It will hit the resistance at this level and then start going up again. As you can see, even here, 0.67, right, to 0.74. That's virtually about 700 pips in what? 1, 2, 3, 4, about 10 candles in 2.5 months. 700 pips, guys. This is massive, right? This is absolutely massive. And you don't have to worry about like entering, massive lots and things like that every day to gain this kind of pips. Yes, some people like to do the scalping. That's fine, but for long-term opportunities, these are the great opportunities that have been developed. That's why I'm doing this video. Okay, moving on. I am now going to go back to the other currency pairs, which is our the next one is Euro USD. Euro USD is a bit of an interesting one interesting pattern developing here as well. As you can see, at the moment, what I'm expecting here is there is a deep fall here. As you can see, the price retrieved from this level. So it hit this level and then it went back up, right? It went below a little bit. So let's do it here, right? It went back from here. Same thing happened here. So we hit the support, went back up. Then it went back up again. Here again, it's hit the support, went back up all the way to 18. Now, this candle is quite important basically because obviously this is engulfing, so it's engulfed the green candle completely. Another candle has formed with a little bit of a wick. But remember one thing, this candle is slightly smaller than this candle. So what I'm expecting is the next candle will be even smaller compared to this one. And when that pattern develops, most probably then you will see another green candle next to it, but smaller size. Both the red and the green next 2 weeks of candles will be smaller candles, and then it will reverse back and more potentially will go up. Remember, fundamentally, Europe is also trying to negotiate the Brexit with UK. As a result, if they manage to do a deal, which there is a possibility and the chances have increased for the deal, there's every possibility euro will go up as well against the dollar. Euro will become stronger against the dollar. Okay. So every possibility it will form in next 2 weeks. When the Brexit deal is agreed in next 2-3 weeks, it might potentially go up and hit that roughly that area there, 121 or maybe even 124. Price action here again at the moment is a little bit negative. I mean, it's going to drop a little bit. Here it's already on the overbought area for MACD, yeah, oversold area I should say. And this one pretty much, RSI is also pointing down. So I'm expecting RSI to come in roughly about, 30 region, roughly about 30 region. So at that point, probably this price may drop a little bit up till like 1.14, maybe 1.45, 1.145. It may come down up till here and then reverse. or you may come down to the exact point where I've said 1.13 and then reverse back up again. So potentially we have to watch the price action for Euro USD, but there is also a pattern developing here, which is, you know, if we are very careful and if we look at the pattern correctly and watch what the price action is doing, we've got a great opportunity of another 400 to 500 pips easily gained within, say, 5 to 6 weeks. So another opportunity that is developing here. Next one, our friend USD GBP. I mean, this one is very interesting, actually. There is very interesting pattern getting developed here. As you guys can see, the RSI has actually moved from 27 all the way to now currently 46. If it goes above 50, that means it's going to become in a bullish zone. Anything above 50 and moving upwards is a bullish sign, right? Another sign we have is that MACD has now linked, and now the two lines are separating each other out. Potentially this may do and go up like this. Again, as you can see, the bars here is just converted into the positive territory here. Again, the color here has changed, right, from red to the red was for the drop, from red to yellow, and potentially this might follow what the MACD is doing and going up this way, this direction as well. Price action is showing me the same thing. Look at this. It's created this candle here, absolutely like dead on it finished, right? Created a candle, a smaller candle again, created a slightly bigger candle. Then it went all the way up here in 133 region. It hit a small resistance here. As you can see, small resistance here, this level, and then it dropped, right? Another drop. So this is an inverted hammer. Yes, it's a red candle, it's an inverted hammer, but look at what happened last week. As we know, there was some sort of news coming out on Friday. The European Union are thinking of doing a better deal with UK. As a result, it pretty much converted itself and went into bullish. This is a bullish sign. The reason why I say this is a bullish sign is have a look at this candle. It's an inverted hammer, right? Yes, it's red color. It's an inverted hammer. Potential sign of a reversal. Potential sign of reversals we're seeing in all of our indicators. Plus this is a bullish sign. So it's basically the body is bigger than the previous candle, right? And potentially this may go all the way up till 132 levels or 133 levels, or maybe even here at this zone at around about 134 level. It potentially will go up like that as well. So, but we have to watch the action. It's not as very clear because this situation can easily change. As we know, Brexit is coming closer. Next 3 weeks are very critical for Brexit and Europe. So potentially there might be a downwards movement, or maybe it's upward movement as well. If it's a downward movement, it will create double bottom, which is at this level here. Price will come down and then move back up as soon as the news hits that, okay, the deal has been closer or done or whatever. It will potentially go big from here. The opportunity in USD, GBP USD is massive, guys, massive. Potentially you're talking about at least 900 to 1,000 pips in a space of a month or month and a half, right? Just keep an eye on it. We will then review it, what happens end of next week, and we will see how the price action has developed. Okay. So next one is USD JPY. This one is a very interesting. Again, the pattern is very interesting. I know we made some money on this one from 114.20 our price was, and we made a lot of money from there. I know some of you guys entered at 14,400 like that as well, and we made some really good cash after that. We hit the TP, so which was very good. As you can see here, currently the price, as you can see, look at this candle. They actually went all the way up to 114,560, and then it dropped. Look at this, absolutely no body, right? So this could be a sign of a reversal, and you might see a red candle coming all the way down here. Potentially can happen. As you can see, this usually is not far away from each other. This may potentially go up, or this will converge together. If it converges, definitely price going to come down and hit this 112 level, right? As you can see, currently it's sitting at 65, so I'm expecting it to go slightly up around about 70, 75, maybe maximum to hit 75. But we also have a multiple resistance points here. Currently is sitting at resistance. As you can see, the price dropped from here. That's number 1, number 2, number 3, right? And this is number 4 time it's hit resistance. It may potentially break the resistance, which can happen, right? Because resistance can become support and support can become resistance. So if that happens, and if this curve goes up, and if this green line, currently is a green line, means it's still going to go up a little bit. If this green line goes upwards, this one goes upwards, and this one goes upwards, and the price action follows what the indicators are telling us, we potentially may hit, first of all, there might be a resistance here at 115 level. And then if that breaks, it's potentially that we're going to have the resistance at roughly about 117 to 118 level. If I draw all the way down, as you can see, pretty much we have 2 resistance points at the moment, right? So potentially it will drop from either 118 if it goes that far, or it might go down from here because it's already sitting on a slightly small resistance, which is here. I mean, actually, the price has dropped from here quite a few times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times the price has dropped from here. Possibility it might drop again. Possibility it will break this resistance and go up, okay? So potentially it will reach 118 or 115 level. The first resistance will be at 115.5, and the next resistance will be 118 level. So you just have to watch the price action. Remember, guys, these are long-term trades where you can have multiple hundreds of pips easily achievable in G7 currencies, basically. Okay, as you can see, the lines are very close to each other. This means it may potentially converge. This is going up slightly and then coming down, and also our big 3 indicator also showing me that yeah, it potentially will go up and then probably change the color, but we have to watch the price action. Okay, that's USD JPY. Now USD CHF. Again, a very interesting chart, and this currency usually also gives us loads of pips. I know some of you have traded this before and made some money as well on this one. So look at this. So potentially right now it's sitting as 0.99, right? There is a resistance coming up at this level, which is about 1.00500, right? As you can see, it's dropped from there, dropped from there, dropped from there, 3, 4, 5, 6. Few times it's dropped from this level. Quite a few times it's dropped from this level. As you can see here, this is like a week. It's gone over. It's 55 at the moment. So yes, it's slightly bullish. You will potentially keep going up roughly, and I'm expecting it to roughly hit about between 70 and 75 before it comes down. Again, what's going to happen is you got 2 resistance points here, right? One is at 1.005. The next one, potentially, we can say it might be at this level, so 1.016 level. And if it breaks that as well, you will have potentially, yeah, which is 1.027 region, right? The price will do that, and if that happens, if it goes all the way up at this region, that means this will be definitely going into this direction here, right? This will be overbought as well. RSI would definitely be overbought. MACD will be in a location where it can only come down from there, right? So for next 2 to 3 weeks, it will be very interesting to see, and then we can enter the short, and then you will wait for roughly about 0.97 from 1.02, which is about 500 pips we're looking at, right? So potentially, as you can see, every single G7 currency pair is giving you roughly 400 to 500 pips, and if you add them all up, and if you take 7 trades, you are potentially talking about few thousands of pips, right? So that's USD CHF, and the last one is USD CAD. This one is a bit different, and the reason why I say it is a bit different is, as you probably heard in the news, that the US and Canada have done a deal, a trade deal, so-called trade deal, and this has prompted USD. Look at what USD has done, right? So it's basically created a massive green candle. This is a bullish candle for what I see, right? As you can see here, this again had reached at 48. This could easily go up and reach 70. That, although this is in a negative territory, okay, this will potentially can do this as well, going up. Maybe will turn green and go up. It may potentially drop, but my estimate is that this will possibly go up till here at this region, 133, 132 region, easily. Where we need to hit it is roughly about this region first, 132,500. And if it passes that, then we will be hitting it at roughly about 133,500 again, right? This is where the main resistance for USD CAD is. As you can see, it can potentially break that as well, but that has been like long time, since 2017 he hasn't done that. Okay, so most probably this may go up till all the way up to this region and then drop down, and this is pattern will be followed exactly the same thing on the indicators as well. Okay, the indicators are actually telling us, yes, these indicators are lagging. As you know, they're not real time, because it has to calculate the averages of what has happened previously, and by then it's lagging in few minutes, or if you're looking at weekly charts, probably lagging a little bit more. So potentially this will go up, hit the resistance, come down at this level at least, right? So potentially you have 300 to 400 pips in your pocket. But guys, don't short it here, because if you short it here, you may potentially get burned. So don't do that. Follow what the market is doing. Remember guys, this is a weekly charts. So just make sure that you guys know that this analysis are for the weekly basis. So we have to analyze this week on week basis, and we will see how it develops in the next 2 to 3 weeks. They're very interesting setups for all 7 G7 currencies. There are multiple pips to be made here. You know, long-term trades, right? We can enter the trades, long-term trades. If they develop, we will be in a very good stead. We will be getting the best price pretty much to get in the lowest points or the highest points, and then we can go in the direction that the market will take them eventually. So we will just follow what the banks are doing, or what all the big institutions are going to do with the currencies. And this is the way that the big traders, the hedge funds, you know, the big banks, investment banks, the brokers, retail brokers, big brokers, that's what they do, right? They take long-term views, they take long-term potential of making money, because obviously they invest in millions and billions of dollars into all these currencies, and then they wait for it for the right movement. That's what we're trying to do. We're going to follow them. And as you know, if you follow the big firms, you are about to make a lot of money. And that's what happens in the markets. It's about patience. Yes, you can do in short-term trading, daily trading, you know, scalping. Yes, you can have, there are all sorts of different strategies out there, and some of them are successful, some of them are not. Yes, you can do scalping if you want, carry on doing, but these are the opportunities I believe you guys should not miss. You can carry on doing your scalping on daily basis, but when you see the opportunities like this for long term, potentially in 5 to 6 weeks time, you will have 400, 500 pips. Imagine that, guys, right? And once you enter at the best prices, you don't have to worry about like your SLs, because eventually we will know that it hit the resistance. It did what we wanted to do, and then market just followed and went where we want it to be, basically. So that's it, guys, for this week. Next week will be very interesting. There's a lot of news coming out next week. So fingers crossed, we will take the trades. Remember, guys, this will be long-term trades, right? Because I'm looking at the weekly charts. Weekly charts gives you a very, very good view of what's going on as well. Okay, so just be cautious and wait for the right movement. And just while we finish, as you can see, the daily charts also pointing towards, you know, it going up for USD CAD. So let's just wait for it. Let's see what the price action does. Here we are combining the technical analysis along with our, you know, chart patterns plus the fundamentals as well. And as you know, if all three of them follow the same direction, that means, you know, you're going to have the perfect trades. So just wait for the right moment, and we will probably enter some limit orders when the market opens, and wait for it, sit on those limit orders, and as soon as those limit orders get executed, the market will definitely follow what we are trying to achieve. Okay, that's it for this week, guys. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week.